Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Tech picking in the video today, and today the New Orleans Saints have signed 5-time Pro Bowler and 1-time All-Pro tight end Jimmy Graham, who the New Orleans Saints drafted, and he played for them in 2010 through 2014. Spent a total of 5 seasons with the Saints, and was drafted in the third round of 2010, was a Pro Bowler in his second season in 2011, had an over 1,000 receiving yards in 2011 as a tight end, and then did the same thing in 2013, was probably one of the, if not the best tight end in football, one of the best in football in 2013. Being an All-Pro and a Pro Bowler in 2013 with the Saints. Then his final year with the Saints was also a Pro Bowler in 2014, and then was with Seattle for 3 seasons, 2015, 2016, 2017, and was a Pro Bowler two of the 3 seasons he was there in his 2 last years, 2016, 2017, was a Pro Bowler there, and he hasn't been a Pro Bowler since. Once he left for Seattle, his last year in Seattle wasn't even that great. He was a Pro Bowler, and his stats weren't even that great. And then he left for Green Bay, had a better year the next season in 2018, spent another year with Green Bay. And as he started to get older, stats started to go down. Green Bay played 2 seasons there. Then his last 2 seasons spent with Chicago, did not play in the 2022 season. And, but now he's back in New Orleans after spending his first 5 seasons there. I like this move for the Saints. They're a team last year who didn't have a lot of depth at the tight end position. You saw Juwan Johnson, a guy who, started to play really good at the end of the season. Maybe, from the middle of the season to the end was really good for the Saints. But besides him, they didn't really have any other good weapons at the tight end positions besides Taysom Hill, playing that tight end position sometimes. But now they've added in Jimmy Graham. They've added in Foster Moreau, who I think is going to be a great addition because him and Derek Carr had some good chemistry they did play in Oakland together, but also mainly played in Las Vegas together. I thought they had some great chemistry in Las Vegas and in Oakland playing together with the Raiders, and I think he's a really underrated tight end as well. They also signed Jesse James, who's not going to be a big part, but they have way better depth at the tight end position than they did last season. They have added in Jimmy Graham, Foster Moreau, and Jesse James, and still have Juwan Johnson and Taysom Hill. Derek Carr is a really solid tight end group right there. Let's go over his stats over his last couple years in the NFL. So with the Bears in 21, with the Bears, played 15 games with 6 starts and only had 14 receptions for 167 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns. 2020 with the Bears was basically the starter for the whole year, played 16 games with 15 starts, 76 targets, 50 receptions, 456 receiving yards with 8 receiving touchdowns. And then 2019 with the Packers, 16 games, 10 starts, 60 targets, 38 receptions, 450 receiving yards, and 3 receiving touchdowns. 2018 with the Packers, 16 games, 12 starts, 89 targets, 55 receptions, 640 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. So it wasn't that great in Green Bay. His final season in Seattle, man, was he good. 16 games, 13 starts, 96 targets, 57 receptions, 520 receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns, which is not even a career high for him. His touchdowns in 2013 were just ridiculous. 2016, 16 games, 15 starts, 97 targets, 65 receptions, 923 receiving yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns. 2015, 11 games, 11 starts, 74 targets, 48 receptions, 605 receiving yards with only 2 receiving touchdowns. Then 2014, that is his second Pro Bowl season with the Saints. Played 16 games, 13 starts, 125 targets, 85 receptions, 890 receiving yards, and 10 receiving touchdowns. And here is his best year in the NFL as he with the Saints in 2013, 16 games, 12 starts, 142 targets, 86 receptions, 1,215 receiving yards, and a crazy 16 receiving touchdowns. Just unbelievable. 16 receiving touchdowns. I'm going to skip 2012. I mean, it was a solid year. He did have 900, near 1,000 receiving yards with 985 and 9 receiving touchdowns. But 2011 was an amazing year for him. 16 games, 11 starts as a Pro Bowler, 149 targets, 100 receptions, 1,310 receiving yards, which is the most receiving yards he's had in a season in his career, and then also had 11 receiving touchdowns. So either that or 2013 was his best year, but I would say 2013 was his better year of his career because he had 5 more touchdowns and only had about 100 less receiving yards. So I mean, he's getting up there in age. I think he's like 36 or 37 years old, but he's still a really solid tight end and can provide some depth at the tight end position for the New Orleans Saints and be another decent weapon for Derek Carr. I really do like this signing for the New Orleans Saints. User thoughts on the addition for New Orleans, and that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.